What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Austin in China, coming at you from a really nice little corner here in northern Chengdu. I quite like this little path that they've built here. Um, it's brand new as far as I know. I came up here a couple weeks ago and it wasn't open, or maybe I'm just remembering it wrong. But yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today we are going to be talking about this question that I've been seeing come up in search results and the things that people have been asking me. Is China back to normal in 2021? In 2021, are shops open in China, restaurants, um, like all of the normal services? What is everything like on the ground in 2021 as far as COVID goes, as far as restrictions go, and things like that? So that's what I want to do today in this video, as well as kind of take you on a little e-bike tour through northern Chengdu. Now, I might separate this in a couple of highlight videos for my channel. Um, but yeah, on this particular broadcast, yeah, we're going to do both of them at once. So let's go. So we're going to go through North Chengdu, and we're going to kind of see kind of the wilder side of Chengdu. We'll see something a little bit different. Let me flip you over. And then, we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to show you what's happening right here on the ground. So let's go ahead and get started on the topic. Let me flip the camera around, and then we'll get going. Camera settings, facing back. Bam, there we go. So everywhere that I've been recently, I've been noticing that there are less and less masks being worn by essentially everyone. Now, what is, I guess, a good thing about this is that masks are being promoted in terms of, like, if you get on public transportation, it's a good idea to wear a mask, and you sort of have to now. Public transportation, you got to wear a mask. And then if you go into a hospital, you've got to wear a mask, which, now that I think about it, it blows my mind that we never had to wear masks before when we entered a hospital, because the hospitals are full of freaking sick people. Like, why did we never have to wear a mask before going into a hospital? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, and also people are, as they've done a little bit more research, they realize, oh, with this pollution problem, masks actually, to an extent, will help you, you know, it'll help filter out a tiny bit of the PM 2.5 and stuff like that. Keeps construction dust out and things like that. Yeah, the benefits depend on what sort of mask you're wearing, of course. But masks, yeah, that's changing. So we're going to talk a little bit about the new normal and what normal means. So what do we mean by back to normal? Is everything back to the way it was before? Well, that's a well, in terms of that, if you just want a yes/no question, no. But in terms of, are there any restrictions right now? Is there any extra, like, trouble that you have to go through? Is there any extra work that has to be done because of COVID at the moment? Now, as far as what I see, what's happening in Chengdu, there's not a lot that's different than there was before. So what happened during this whole COVID thing was there were things like the health code. So the health code was this thing that everyone had put on their phone. It was a mini program that was open through WeChat, and you had to get that, and it tracked your location over the last 14 days. If you'd been in any high-risk areas in the last 14 days, it went red. If you'd been in any medium-risk areas, it goes yellow. And if you'd been in, like, low-risk areas, it stayed green. And you couldn't go to certain areas, to certain venues, without a green health code. But now that is largely gone. It's largely gone. You don't have to show that health code anymore. You don't have to register that health code anymore for most places that I've been to in Chengdu. Now, again, if you have a different experience, chime off in the comments. Let me know. If you still have to show your green health code a lot in your city, let us know what city you're in and what places you have to show it. Now, in Chengdu, you do have to show it when you go into malls. You have to show that when you go into malls. But if you were to go to any of these shops right here, any of these types of shops, convenience stores, or like there's a repair place for electronics, home decorations, there's a noodle shop. Uh, yeah, a lot of home renovation stuff and repair places. You don't have to do anything to go in there. You don't have to wear any masks. You don't have to show any codes. You don't have to do anything different. Life is back to normal for like the blue collar people here in China generally, or at least in Chengdu. I don't want to overgeneralize, but from seeing other people's live streams and from talking to people in other places, it seems like as far as just going into your normal everyday shops, things are back to normal. Going out to buy things, like it's all fine. If you're going to sort of an indoor supermarket, some of those places do require masks. Okay, so you always need to have a mask with you. Just always have it with you, but there's no mask mandate. You don't have to wear it anywhere. You don't have to do any of these like health code things in most places. Malls and hospitals seem to be sort of the last places that they require it. So other than that, there's not a lot different on the ground as far as what's happening with COVID. Now we can talk about travel restrictions as well. Travel restrictions. Are there any travel restrictions at the moment traveling within China? Now I'm going to talk about, can foreigners enter China, international students, foreign workers, what nationalities and things like that. I'm going to talk about that for sure. Um, Now I'm driving, so I've seen that there's a lot of comments, but I'm going to take a look at those in a second. Now, I'm going to talk about foreigners coming back into China in a little bit, But here, let's just see what's happening here. Yeah. Now you see all these shops are open. There's plenty of people out on the street. There's people traveling in groups, traveling in packs. Everyone's just going back to work. Everything's back to normal. The schools are back to normal. You know, I'm back. I'm back at the university. Um, I've got some updates about the university, but we'll talk about those in a little bit. So, is this bus really going to cut me off? I have a green light. So, I'm back at the university, and as far as the university goes, I don't have to wear a mask as a teacher. My boss said that we don't have to wear masks. And as far as I know, the students don't have to wear masks either. Some of them still do, but it's their personal choice. Um, so that's another thing. When it comes to schools, masks are kind of optional, at least at the unis, at least at Sichuan University and a couple of my other friends who are teaching at unis in Chengdu as well. Again, if you are somewhere else and the policy is different, let me know. I genuinely want to know, and the people down in the comments definitely want to know as well. They want to know, like, you know, if I'm talking, pulling things out of thin air. So yeah, let us know if you've got a different experience. I welcome that because we have to know there are different experiences all around China. All right. Now, okay. Let me Okay, yes. So my Fane, let's talk about that. We are on the second ring road right here. So this is the second ring road, and this is the easiest way to sort of get around the city. If like you want to go to a different part of the city, just easily get there. Just take the second ring road. It completely circles the entire city. Um, and as far as I'm concerned, if you're within the second ring, uh, that's proper Chengdu. If you're outside of the second ring, you're sort of getting towards the outskirts. if you're outside the third ring, as far as I'm concerned, you're not in Chengdu anymore. So for me, the second ring road is a really important landmark. It's something I really like. It demarcates boundaries. It makes makes things easy to remember. It's a landmark that say, you know, where do you live? Oh, I live just inside the second ring. Or I live at 3 o'clock on the second ring. I live at 5 o'clock on the second ring. It gives people like good reference points. But like, look at this like intersection. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit crazy. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, so sometimes it gets a bit crazy with all these overpasses. It's a marvel of engineering, the second ring road. And now we've crossed over. Yeah. So these guys are driving. So we've crossed over this this little boundary where we hit that big bump, and now I feel like we're in North Chengdu. We're in the part of Chengdu where things get real interesting. I'm going to flip the camera around in just a second here. I'm going to pull over, and we're going to talk because this is the area that's not quite developed yet. They're still working on it. They're still working on it, and there are little pockets of sort of old Chengdu, and there's some real wild stuff. There's some real wild stuff to be seen in this part of Chengdu. Let's take a second and look at some comments, and then let's see. Foreigner, we're gonna address that. Okay. There's some stuff about. Let's see. All you see is money. Okay. All right. There's some arguing about this and that, so I'm not gonna address that. Have I ever been to Xi'an? I have, and I'm gonna go to Xi'an during the summer, I think, or maybe during one of these. Maybe during. Yeah, I'm gonna go before before the summer's out for sure. I love Xi'an. All right. Yes, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Um, so here, let's flip the camera back around and let's continue talking. Let's continue talking. We need to address the big elephant in the room. The elephant in the room. Can foreigners come back to China? Bam. When can foreigners return to China? Now, let's talk about this question. Isn't this impressive, by the way? I really like this. It's one of my favorite city planning features of Chengdu, we'll say. When can foreigners return to China? Will the border open? Will restrictions be lifted on foreigners? Well, I'm sorry to say, as far as I know so far, no. Foreigners, well, foreigners can return if, and there's a big if. We'll talk about the if in a second. Whoa, is this open now? Oh, almost. Oh no, it is open to a certain capacity. This is brand new. This is brand new. Some cool architecture. All right. Now, is the border going to open? No. The last thing I heard was a couple of weeks ago. I said there would be an announcement in March, and there was. And that was that China is going to continue with its strict border policies throughout most of 2022. Or sorry, throughout most of 2021. And they would consider opening the border in 2022. What the heck? This is another like brand new road that's been opened. Holy crap. It's a whole new world, Aladdin style. That's completely new. Wow. All right. So I could be wrong. Things could have changed in the last couple of days, but the border will not open for a little while. But the thing is, are all foreigners banned from coming into China? No, they are not. Now, there are certain conditions that have to be met in terms of visas, which you can find on your local Chinese embassy website, whichever country you are in. Go find your local Chinese embassy website and send them an inquiry. Don't listen to people on YouTube for all of your advice. Don't do that. because I don't know as much as the government does. I don't. Um, so what you need to do is check that. And so there is a big if. Now, what is this big if? Foreigners can return to China if. Does anyone know? Does anyone know? Yeah. No comments yet? Foreigners can return to China if they. What is this? Oh, this is a construction materials market. I haven't actually been in here. I've never been in here before. So this is something you'll see on, when you get to the outskirts of the city. Whoa, look at all this. Okay. Foreigners can return to China if they get jabbed with the COVID-19 vaccination. But, bump, bump, but only if it is made in China. So foreigners can come to China if they get the Chinese COVID vaccination. If they show proof that they've got this COVID vaccination from China, like wherever, from, in whatever country they're from, and they have that proof of vaccination, I think just one jab is enough. Then they can come back into China. Now, you know that I'm a little bit hesitant in terms of getting the vaccine because of how rushed it's been. I'm definitely going to get a vaccine at some point, but as far as like getting it right now and rushing into it, I'm not a first generation adopter of anything, and we all have our own opinions, and this is fine. It's good to have your own opinion about this sort of stuff. Um, but if little alleyway, where's that going? Okay. I love these little live streams. So that's the thing. Oh, it just goes into. Is there a river right there? Huh. But I mean, what do you think about that? What do you guys think about having to get not any one vaccine, but you have to get specifically the Chinese vaccine? That's something a little different. Now this is a nice view. This is a nice view. Yeah, you have to show proof of the Chinese vaccination. Yes. And see, that's the problem. RSY, RSY. Where do you get the Chinese vaccination? Like a lot of countries don't have it. So that is an issue. Yeah. So it does depend on what visa you're coming in on, and it depends on your. Oh, another little alleyway. I may do that another time. All right. Yeah, so it's still sort of ambiguous. A lot of people are still going to be stuck in limbo, unfortunately. Nothing major is going to change for the next few months, maybe even the next year. And that's unfortunate to say, that's sad to say. Because a lot of people have been stuck outside of China um, without, going back to see their husbands and their wives and their families, and they've been stuck out of work and things like that. It's tough, man. People have been having a tough time. But like China's finally got this whole like virus situation under control because of how strict it's been, and you sort of have to give credit where credit's due, even though it's inconvenienced a lot of people. But I do think it's time to slowly start opening up the border. Whoa, what's up, man? It's time. It's time. Let's see, is it this street or the next street? Forget. Okay, no, we're gonna go a couple more blocks, and then we're gonna turn left or turn right, I think, and things are gonna get real interesting. So, yeah, I mean, what's going on now? Let's see. Well, the thing is, what's the reason for imposing the restriction? Well, it's that they just want to keep the pandemic under control. I mean, that's it. Or do you mean the like why Chinese only vaccine? Well, it's obviously a political move, right? It's a political move that they have specific political motivations for. And I'm not going to get into those. I'm not going to like speculate. I'm not going to tell you what to think, unlike some others. You know, it's your decision, and it's your you go out and think what you want to think, and do some research. Oh, fine, go for it. But yeah, that's why there are very specific political motivations here that come into play. Uh, so that's why. I mean, it sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. I am sorry about that. So yeah, based on your luck. So what country are you in, by the way? Yeah. So yeah, it's hard to. I mean, it does suck. I wish that I could report, good news that everything was opening up. China opens the borders to all foreigners and this and that, but it's simply not the case as of yet. It's simply not the case. And it may continue for another year. I've got so many friends who are stuck out of China who can't come back. And I'm really bummed about it. My social circle fell apart when the borders shut. And it's still not good. It's still, my social circle still hasn't fully mended. Um, but that's it. So, I mean, as far as these two questions, is everything normal in China? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, you could see as we've been going by all these businesses, seeing the pedestrians on the street, all those shops. We just went through that market um, very briefly. Yeah, everything's pretty much back to normal. A couple of restrictions as far as like you got to wear a mask in a couple of places, and you might have to show a health. Everything, everything is basically back to normal. So we can safely say that. Everything is back to normal, small asterisk in regards to a couple of places and a couple of situations. So I'm going to end this part of the live stream right here. And I'm going to say, because this is going to be edited, I'm going to cut it right here and put this as a YouTube video. And then this second half, oh, we have to go down here. And then the second half, touring through old Chengdu, um, is going to be another video. So I'll sign off here. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. And we're back. And we're back. We're going to continue another video. I'll open up this part as if we're going to start another video. Hello, everyone. I'm going to start. I'm going to take this off the screen. Hey, you had two Moderna already. Well, fantastic. That's great news, actually. I'm I'm happy to hear that. Okay. I'm happy to hear that, man. It feels good. Feels good. I'm sure to be vaccinated. So here we go. All right. Let's pretend that we're starting another video. Hello everyone and welcome to Old Chengdu, or at least a little bit of Old Chengdu. I'm touring around just off the second ring road in North Chengdu. See here we got a bunch of street food. We got a few vegetables. Like it's a little farmer's market right here. And so we've got rice noodle vendor right here. We've got jambing right here. We've got, oh, Wuhan real gan mian, which is a type of sesame paste noodles. Yes, we've got a little shop set up. And this is typical of kind of North Chengdu. You got a lot more street food. You got a lot more street vendors. You got a lot more alleyways and kind of weird places to go, like get off the beaten path, like places like this, these little alleyways. Oh, this is closed off at the moment. I think that's a neighborhood. So this is why I wanted to take you here, because a couple of oh no, it was about a week ago. I'm streaming twice a week. I kind of get lost in it. You see, we went to around the Global Center. We went to South Chengdu, and all the streets are super wide, super clean, and you've got the high-tech zone. You've got all these different things. So let's get on the flip side. The flip side. Let's see some of the smaller streets of Chengdu, some of the older streets of Chengdu, and you don't see walls like this in the South Chengdu. Let's see what's going on. We're gonna go around maybe the wholesale district. I know a place where there's a couple of cool alleyways. We'll end up in the middle of a cornfield, this weird construction development zone. We'll go through the logistics area. Oh, that guy's got a door on his e-bike. There's some cool stuff we're gonna see. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. I love this part of Chengdu. It is the best because when you get around South Chengdu, the newer area of Chengdu, especially outside the second ring, outside the third ring, Chengdu starts to feel all the same. Like it starts to feel the same, and it loses its character. It loses uh, kind of its unique qualities. But when you're up here, oh, buddy, things are so different. So the logistics area. So you're going to see a lot of express companies parking their trucks up here. And I remember a few years ago, there was a small homeless camp of about 30 or 40 people that used to park up right here. But now it's street vendors. This guy's getting a shave. Getting a haircut and a shave, this right here. So this is cool. You do not see this in South Chengdu. You do not. You don't see these old school haircut places, these old school barbers. You don't see people putting vegetables just on a blanket on the street. It just doesn't really happen. This is the stuff that you see, like these older style houses have been renovated in southern Chengdu and around the first ring road. But this is just a second ring road. I just took a right, and then we've got this overpass that it's a highway that goes out of the city, I believe. And then the train tracks go this way. We've got a little river, a little bit of the river right here. Okay. So it gets a lot more interesting, doesn't it, huh? It gets a lot more interesting. You're seeing a lot more construction material. This is how Chengdu gets built. Is through these, like there's a logistics companies, Shenxin Wuliu. So this is a logistics company, and they're sending out packages. They're getting packages ready to get, shipped out to places all over the city. Yeah, it's way, way different. This is the Chengdu that people don't really show you. People don't really visit this part of Chengdu because all these like because it's all stuff like this. It's not stuff that I don't know. It's not stuff that will attract people to come exactly. Um, to me, as um, I gotta say this. Like, what the heck? Something's happening with my phone here. I don't know what's happening. Oh, okay. So yeah, even to me, like I'll say that these open air markets are super nostalgic because I don't see as many of them anymore. Like around around Chengdu, especially like where I live or anywhere kind of in the city center, there all the open air markets have been kind of they're gone now in favor of like kind of pushing them into a specific space. Like they're called Caishichan. So like they are called like vegetable markets. They are funneled into these specific places, and it's still like traditional. It's still cool, but as far as like people just being able to set up shop on the street, it doesn't happen much anymore. So yeah. Ooh. Okay. Let's concentrate. Okay. So there's, I believe the next block is where I want to be. The next block is where I actually want to take you. So you can see, like as we're going, it feels a lot closer, doesn't it? Like it feels a little bit more claustrophobic. Like it feels a little bit more crowded. It's a little bit more like Whoa, what's happening? And that is North Chengdu. North Chengdu does, to me, feel closer, a little more claustrophobic. There's a lot more people, like a lot of older people, a lot of like mopeds, a lot of e-bikes, um, because of things like the logistics companies that are here. Um, and yeah, it's just a really old school vibe. I love this area. Um, here we go. So in this area of Chengdu, things are a little bit cheaper. Like house, whoa, they've knocked down all those buildings. Oh my God, huh? It's been too long since I've been this way. Because that used to just be all like old school walk-up apartments. Um, yeah, and it's all gone. There's probably 10 buildings right there, and they're all gone. Huh. So, okay, see, look, there's now you'll notice this when you go to older areas of the city. Man, there are so many more mopeds, so many more e-bikes in older areas of the city. Now, are things a lot cheaper there? In this area of the city, I would say yes, especially housing. Housing's a lot cheaper. Um, and because, like, just to the left over there, is the North Railway Station, and around there, there's a big wholesale market, a wholesale district called Hehua Chi. And Hehua Chi, because it's a wholesale district, you will be able to get things cheaper there, especially like buying in bulk. Here we go. Yeah. Oh boy. I like this visual. It looks good on camera. So we just went under the train tracks. So literally we're on the other side of the tracks. And right here, there used to be a like farmer's market that would set up right here on this little, just right here. And so like there were always like mopeds and bicycles and stuff blazing past people right here. And I think it's still here on the weekends. It's still here on the weekends. They would just set up right next to everything. Yeah, and then here's another one. Here's another one. Okay, so it's possible that they've moved, these people to right here because yeah, it was super sketchy. It was super dangerous for them to be parked up right there. It was not cool, really. But here we are. We're in North Chengdu. God, I love this area because this is old school stuff. Alleyway. Now, this alleyway's changed a lot in the last 4 or 5 years. It used to be like a huge gathering place for people. It used to be a huge gathering place for people to buy stuff. Like along this wall, it was just packed with vendors, packed with vendors. And there are still vendors that come out here on Saturdays and Sundays, but I don't have time on Saturdays and Sundays necessarily to be traveling. I'll do more live streams from home on the weekends. But yeah, check this out. Yeah, this kind of thing you don't see, like these little random alleyways like this, like these super bumpy roads. This is not a thing in South Chengdu. Oh, check that out. All right. And if I don't know, and it takes you back, It takes you back. If you've been in China for as long as I have, or if you're Chinese and you're watching, seeing these types of things, look back in the background, there's farmland. Like this takes you back, doesn't it? Back to the way things used to be, and it feels cool. It feels so cool just to see these little markets. I'm so happy that this still exists, at least in some form, in Chengdu. This is a new little cut through. This didn't used to be here. And then here we've got a little bit of farmland. People are growing things like these flowers are I believe they're rapeseed flowers, and it's made for oil. They harvest this and they get like the seeds and they use it for taizio. Right there, there's a guy sitting just over there, chilling. And then I don't know what any of these other plants are. but you can just see it's a little pocket of farmland, and then there's another hill over there with more farmland, and then there's big overpass. It's a highway, and then back over there, 5 minutes ago we were on a super busy city street. Less than 5 minutes ago, maybe 3 minutes ago, we were on a super busy street. How crazy is that? There's a crosswalk here. There's nothing here, bro. Why is there a crosswalk? Yeah. So let's talk about this. Now, is it overcast? Yeah, it's overcast. It was actually raining a tiny, tiny, tiny bit as I was leaving the house today. I almost didn't stream because of that. So yeah, it's misty today. You can really feel it in the air. It's super, super misty. I mean, there's probably some pollution in there as well, but it's mostly just water hanging in the air. Now, is this the road that I want to go to? Yes, yes. Let's go down here. I want to show you something really, really cool. So yeah, I mean, look at this. I mean, God, it's just the stark contrast. Like the city just melted away. The city just melted away. I remember being in a I remember going with some of my coworkers. We were just on a bike trip. And you know me, I see a little alleyway, I want to go down it because things are pretty safe here. I'm not going to get stabbed or shot or robbed or anything. Things are pretty safe. I see an alleyway, I go down it. And so I was like, "Hey guys, let's just go down here and let's see what happens." And we did, and we discovered, the following. I don't remember what used to be here, but okay, a few more things that are being grown here. And I mean, you see this, you're like, what is happening? What is happening? I'm 25 minutes or 30 minutes. Oh, we've been going for 43 minutes. Okay, I'm 43 minutes away, just on a very casual e-bike ride from my house. Like, what happened? Everything's so different. Yeah, and that's a cool thing about being here, is that you're. Oh, I forgot how far this was. I'll take you to the edge of it, and it's like, whoa, what is going on? What is going on? It's like development is so uneven in certain parts because all the money is being funneled into South Chengdu, into the high-tech zone around Global Center, Tianfu New area, and then you've got weird areas like this that um, that are totally just like stuck out of time. It makes no sense because look right there's a big building, and then there's high rises over there. There's apartments right here. Then there's these weird little alleyways, and then there's this covered area, which I forget what's in there. It's just a storage facility, I think. And there's these huge pockets down here, especially, that are completely undeveloped. It's still farmland. It's still like, I'm not going to go too far in here because it's super bumpy and it's going to make some people sick. So I'll stop in about 10 seconds. So close your eyes if you get motion sickness. Okay. So I'll stop right here. I'll stop right here. And it keeps going. It goes back this way. It goes back this way. And there's more farmland back there, and you follow this path, and then it opens onto a big concrete pad where it's the foundation for something else. And then past that, there's like 2 or 3 more like farmers' houses and little farmlands, like little shacks and stuff. And then right here is some sort of school, I think, or some sort of training area. And then the railroad tracks go by there as well, because there are all these rail lines for the North Railway Station that come through here. And it's so wild, right? It's so wild to see all of this stuff. Oh, we got 71 people in the stream. Close your eyes if you get motion sickness. All right. Okay. How am I doing on battery? I've got about 80% on my e-bike. Okay, so that's good. All right, I'm back. I'm back on the street. So yeah, wow, what a time! What a time! I want to take a closer look at these plants. You know, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so there you go. I can't quite tell what these are. Do you know? Oh, there's a bee on it. Cool. There's a bee on it. Yeah, when you get, I'm going on a ride. I'm going on a bike ride later this week. Later this week. I'm going on a bike ride tomorrow, and I'm expecting to see fields and fields of these yellow plants. So it's crazy, huh? It's crazy, huh? Yeah, it's an unfinished building for sure. That one over there, and like I said, there's another concrete pad that way. Um, well, these are cabbages. Oh, okay. These are cabbages. I'm guessing you're talking about this one right here. I don't know anything about botany or about plants. Sorry. Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree. Um, but see, here is the problem. Here is where I feel conflicted. It's that yeah, northern Chengdu is a bit. I mean, let's be honest. It is the forgotten place of Chengdu. Yes, but I mean, maybe not this particular place, but there are parts of old Chengdu that are really great because it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just because how can I feel? Because I feel like it's more unique, these older areas of the city where there are street vendors, where there are these little kind of small little shops, and there are these little ramshackle joints. Like it gives more character. It makes things a lot more unique compared to like somewhere like Tianfu area or the high tech zone or in any Chinese city that's new. They all sort of feel the same. So it's like, do you want people to suddenly remember North Chengdu, or do you want it to stay forgotten? And that's the conflict, because if if they remember uh, North Chengdu, then obviously people will get more money and they'll be able to improve their living standards, and that's fantastic. But you are at risk of losing um, the things that made that area special. Um, I mean, I don't know if people agree, um, but that's how I feel anyway. Yeah, yeah. That's this one. That's funny. Like Columbus, but on a bicycle. Yeah, it's different, huh? So yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I hope you know where I'm coming from. I love places and I love things that are different because I feel like that's so important for people to preserve things that are different and things that are special. If everywhere looks the same, then what's the point of going anywhere? If everywhere feels the same, that's how I feel anyway. So I, there's a way, I'm sure, of updating North Chengdu and making things a little better, making things a little nicer, but not letting it lose its character. There's a way to do it, um, but I don't know. I don't know. I get worried sometimes because I love this city. I love this country, but I do sometimes fear for it in this rush to develop, in this rush to make money, in this rush to compete with everyone else. That you know, I worry that China might lose its identity, or lose the things that make it special in some ways. Uh, anyway, maybe I'm getting a bit too serious, a bit too dramatic, a little bit over dramatic, but it is something I worry about. It is something I deeply care about. I want I want China to maybe slow down a bit and think about what's really important. Because once you lose certain things, once you open that door, you can't close it again. Or once you destroy something, you can't get it back again. Not in the way that it was. So, yeah. All right, let's get back into the alleyway. That did take a kind of a. Ooh, look at those flowers. Look at that. I have no idea what those are. It's beautiful. It reminds me I probably should have taken my allergy medication. This time of year, all the flowers are out. And boy, it drives me nuts. All right. Whoa. All right. Okay. So now we're back. We're back to this part. And we're gonna keep riding. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is fun. This is fun. Old school street vendors, close together shops. And what I like about these, so this is different. It's sort of like some people may not notice the difference, but look at the signs here. Notice that they are all different sizes. They're all different lengths. They're all different shapes. Well, I mean, let's not say shapes. They're all rectangles. They're all different. And the thing is, like a lot of these newer areas of cities in China, they kind of control how big signs are, and they might mass produce signs, and all the signs are the same font or they're the same color. They're I am not using a VPN. Haha. Um, so when you get to older places, yeah, it still has these like original kind of all these different signs and shapes and fonts, colors, all this different stuff, and it's just a small little reminder of them all being independent businesses. These are like salt of the earth people with independent businesses and goals and things like that, and it does feel different when everything is standardized. It does feel different. Oh, there's a chicken. Did you hear that chicken? Oh yeah, it's in that cage right there in front of me. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go back this way because it's more towards the road. Ah, is it safe in this area? Totally. Absolutely. There's not it's not a it's not a lot of places in Chengdu, not a lot of places in China where it's super dangerous to just like walk down the street or drive down the street. Places are pretty safe, generally speaking. Like there's no well, there's maybe one area of Chengdu where it does feel kind of weird at night. And I'm driving towards that area right now. It does feel kind of weird, but it doesn't feel like dangerous. It's got a different vibe. I'm trying to remember exactly how to get there from here because I usually take a different route. It's in the heart of the logistics area, and there are a couple of older, rundown malls, and it does feel weird. But yeah, it's pretty safe. Pretty safe. Oh my god, it's so rattly. Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, now because North Chengdu is the forgotten area of Chengdu, they do forget to pave the roads. So what is this? What the heck is this thing? I don't know. Maybe a school of some sort? I mean, you're sort of discovering this area with me. I've never been down this particular road. I mean, there's so many places in Chengdu. Chengdu is such a big city. You can't go everywhere. Oh, all right. So we got a outdoor tea area, little tea house, little chagwan. That's cool. That's cool. I like it. I like it. There's not a lot going on down there, so we'll just keep going. Let me take a look at the comments real quick. Take a look at the comments. We'll stop right here on this grandma with her grandkid. Yeah, sure. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Sure, sure. Yeah, it's a weird little disconnect. Well, we've got 80 people in the chat. We've got 80 people in the chat. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Whoop, that doesn't work. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. That's great. The numbers just keep getting bigger and bigger. It is wild. It's funny. There's so many like little like YouTube tips that people give you, like be consistent, have a schedule, do this and do that. And I was like, I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to do any of that. But as I started kind of doing it of my own accord, I don't specifically have a schedule, but as I've started being more consistent, the numbers get bigger. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? And and especially live streams. Live streams are such an easy way to generate content. I like it. 'Cause you don't really have to edit. I'm gonna edit this live stream down a little bit, but you don't have to really edit. You don't have to really do much. You just kind of share what you see around you and just wander around. All I have to do really is use my mobile data, and I've got like 10 or 15 gigs of data a month. So it's easy. No, I have 20 gigs of data a month. So it's super easy. I love it. It's fantastic. Man, I have no idea where I am. I have no idea where I am. I want to sort of get on the GPS, but I'd have to close the stream, and I would leave you guys kind of in the dirt, kind of in the dust. But yeah, got I have a rough idea, but I don't know how to get to where I want to go. I know that I'm heading west. I know that I'm in the 2.5 ring road. That's about all I know. So explore this with me. Oh, alleyway, alleyway. We're going. Whoa, look at this paint. Look at these paintings. Look at these murals. Oh, and this actually tells me where to go. So we have Zhenbei Lu Shequ. So we are near the North Railway Station. Check this out. Check this out. This is awesome. See, and this is that homage to old Chengdu, to historical Chengdu. This is awesome. Look at that. Look at that. So they've got cool, so cool. Wow. They're showing. Oh, look at that. So yeah, these are kids playing. It's called Jianzi, or Jianzi. I forget what the tone is, but it's like a Chinese hacky sack. It's a little thing. It's got like essentially washers on the end of it, tied to a little rod, and they put feathers on the end of it, and they kick it around like a hacky sack. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Oh, there's another haircut place, a little barber shop. Oh, there's Qing Dynasty. There's the Q. There's the Q. So we know this is Qing Dynasty, Chengdu. Okay. You can see the old. We see the Sichuan Opera. We see the tea house. Okay. We have Gai Wan Cha, which is like it's a cup or a bowl essentially, that has a lid on it that they put on there. And depending on how you place the lid, people know to come fill up your bowl or cup, and then or not, or if you're good, or if you there's a whole culture based around that tea. Oh, we have Lao Tzu Hao, which means old, like an old school brand. Got food. We've got the weird water kung fu thing. I don't really understand what that's all about, but it's kind of interesting. It's a little show they do in various places around. And there's a guy maybe getting a haircut or something. Not sure what's happening. Here we go, Zhangji Mianguan. So it's a noodle restaurant. Yep, I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna get a gimbal. I know, I know. I'm gonna get a gimbal. I have a couple of things that might come through this month, and if they come through this month, I'll get that gimbal immediately. Okay, check that out. Okay, so there's some shuai yang roe. So this is like a northern style hot pot right here, usually done with mutton, right there. And then some guys making maybe baozi or dumplings. Very cool. I like this sort of art. So this is a neighborhood, so I'm not gonna go in there. But it was a cool little side road. I'm gonna save these. I'm gonna save this little segment for uh, for another highlight, another stream highlight, because this is awesome. I've not seen this before. I've not come across this. And it's something I do love. Love about Chengdu is that Chengdu actually has some art to it. It's got some color. It's got some life. It's unique. It's special. Um, so many Chinese cities are just little concrete jungles that don't put any money into art. Like, it's sad. They don't put any money into art, and they really should, because it gets people excited. It gets people excited. So, oh no, um, I've got. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a phone call. I'll be back in a little bit. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I got a phone call, but I couldn't talk to the guy. Um, all right then. All right then. And here we go. Yes. Good times. Good times. So we just now had like almost 100 people on the stream. That was pretty cool. Um, but I don't know what to say. It's fun rocking around this older part of the city because it just is a total. It's almost like going to a different city. Like it's this part of Chengdu is so different. These tree-covered dark streets, these little alleyways, the street food, the like the different sizes and colors and fonts of all the signs and um, just it's vintage, man. It's vintage. It is something so different. Um, I can't get over it. Every time I come into this part of the city, I get super stoked. I get so excited because there's always something new to discover. What's in here? Okay. Always something. Whereas, like in in the area of town where I live, and down more in southern Chengdu, you have fewer roads, you have fewer alleyways, you have fewer opportunities to discover like really really wild stuff because it's been developed. It's sort of more or less finished. But here, there are still these old remnants. There's still these remnants of the older part of the city, and you've got a mix. You've got more of a mix of old and new instead of new and newer, I guess so to speak. I can feel the wind blowing. I can feel the rain is going to be coming in soon. The rain is going to be coming in before too long. I have no idea where I'm at. I'm gonna. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. Whoa, where does this go? Okay. Oh, that goes into a neighborhood. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, that's a neighborhood. Oh, boy, I said, boy, I said. He's like, get out of the way, man. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. Yeah, definitely next time I come up this way, I will have a gimbal. Yes. Oh, so I can see the sign right there for the railway for like a railway institute. So we're getting closer to the area that I want to be in. So check this out. We've got bricks. We've got different type of concrete buildings with a little brick facade. Older sidewalks. Old school houses. Look at that. Couple of real old school houses. Huh. All right. I am having a good time right now. Bubble car. Bubble car. Three-wheel car. I like these. So yeah, you can see, maybe you can, but it says Lao Nian Dai Bucha. So this is a car specifically made for like older people. It's made for older people to drive, so it doesn't go as fast. It's meant to just kind of be a chill, puttering around town kind of car. So yeah, and it's only got 3 wheels. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. There you go. Ah, yes. Good times. Good times. Ooh, I see some more art. See some more art. It's fun just discovering this area with you guys. Okay. Oh, it doesn't really go anywhere. Okay. Oh, actually, it kind of does. Let me turn around and head back through there. Yeah. Let me turn around and head back through there. Check this out. This little teapot. It's a teapot. It's got some old school houses pouring out water. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Oh yeah, now that I see, it actually doesn't really go anywhere. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Now I'm gonna do maybe 5 more minutes or so. I'm gonna see if I can give that person a call back and see what was going on, because it was like it was an express delivery guy. So I've got some sort of package. Not sure. But yeah, I'm gonna do maybe 5, 10 more minutes, see what's going on, see if I can get to where I want to get to, because I want to find the sort of wholesale area, the wholesale district. I mean, this is cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's not exactly what I was looking for. This is definitely cool though. Chengdu Yuan. All right. Ah, shit. All right. There's some police. There's some police. I heard the siren. Let's see. Go this way. I heard the siren over here. I mean, I'm not going to go check out what the police are doing, but let's see. Oh yeah, there's a couple of policemen right there. Oh, so this is what I mean about the standardizing the sign size. Yeah, so the fonts are still different, the colors are still different, but the size and the background colors are all the same. So there we go. Okay. Now, yeah, here are some of these kind of wholesale markets right here. So, oh, is this the tea city? Yeah, this is tea city. Yeah, so this is Southwest China tea city. If you want to get tea wholesale, this is exactly where you come. Yes. Oh, I haven't been here in ages. I haven't been to this area in like I haven't been to this place in like 3 years. If you want to get any sort of tea from any part of China, in any amount, this is where you go. This is exactly where you go. Oh, here's another wholesale kind of area for daily needs stuff. Oh, here you go. Okay, Da Xinan Chacheng. So this is the Southwest China tea city. Yes. Now I'm going to save this for its own video, but this is something really awesome. Anything related to tea whatsoever, this place has got it. This place has got it. And this kind of there are a couple of, it's like a couple of city blocks that are all dedicated to tea. And that'll be a little teaser for later. That'll be a little teaser for later, because this is pretty cool. Every single thing that you're seeing, every single little shop, every little storefront that you're seeing right now has to do with tea. Very cool. There's a whole shop right there dedicated to one type of tea. And then there's a python that tells you you're in the tea place. Right. All right. Now, I think with this, I may, because I'm kind of turned around. I'm not exactly sure where I am or what there's left to show you. So yeah, here's some more. Um, we just see development really. We just see things developing over here. But I mean, if you watch any of my previous live streams, I mean, you'll see, wow, it's so different from the South, right? It's incredibly different. And this is why I wanted to do this this little broadcast, because look at the street, man. Look at the shops. Look at the conditions. Look at the way everything is. It's so incredibly different. Um, and I wanted to give a little contrast because you know, it's hard to generalize a city. It's hard to just say a city is like X or a city is X. Um, whoa. Okay. Oh, I can't go in there. I would have to put the phone down. So this is quite sure. This is another massive wholesale market. It's so massive that the entire area of the city is named after it, and it's mostly electronics. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna have to show you another time because it looks like got to show a health code to go in there because it's a type of mall. Holy crap! I forgot about Wu Kuai Shi. I don't know how I forgot about it, but it's amazing. I'm gonna have to. I think I may want to do an entire video on it, not a live stream, because I want to make sure that I show the real thing, and I want to make sure that I show a high quality kind of I was going to say expose, but it's not expose. I just want to show the place in all of its glory. You know what I mean? Not necessarily just a live stream. Well, I'm glad I came on this road. Yeah, I forgot all about Wu Kuai Shi, which literally means like 5 stones. 5 stones. So yeah, it's all areas like this. But man, what a cool place to end the stream and to give a tease for another stream. So I'm gonna come back here in a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna have my gimbal, and then so it'll be nice and stable. And I'm gonna be parking the e-bike and walking around, maybe, and showing you at least a little bit of these electronics markets and the contrast between like this new high-rise office building and mall food court area and the old school sort of wholesale markets. So it'll be pretty awesome. It'll be pretty good. Oh, this is a Yadi. This is the same brand as my e-bike. So there are e-bikes in these in here. So yeah, it's actually the same brand. So I want to just say thank you all very much for watching. I want to. What's happening? I don't want to delete this. I don't want to delete that. Okay, there we go. It's been fun. It's been fun going around this area. I've had a great time. Yeah. Let's see. Whoop, flipping around. Let's see. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it. I was just looking through the comments right there, and yeah, I'm gonna end it there. And you might see a couple of snippets of this live stream, kind of put together in sort of a highlight fashion. And I'll unlist this after a few days, and then yeah, that'll be it. Thank you all very much, and I'll see you all next time. All right. I'll speak with you again soon.